Gracie, welcome to the Line of Fire.
Yes, hi. How are you, Dr. Brown?
Doing very well, thank you.
Good. Okay. I really enjoy fellowshipping with Jewish people as much as I can. I know I wasn't born a Jew, but I wish there was more unity between the Jews and the Gentiles. I believe Chuck Pierce has said, the root. I have two-part question. Number one, Chuck Pierce has said that the root of racism is anti-Semitism, and I wanted your thoughts on that. And the second thing is, I've been a member of Gateway Church, Pastor Robert, and I signed up to your talk Sunday night, and I just got in what you were saying. I just got into the conversation, was able to listen, and you were saying something about beheadings in the United States and the laws of Noah. And I wanted to get the whole context of that, and I'd like you to talk more about it.
Sure.
Because you were talking about Chinese communists were going to follow those laws, and we weren't.
Right.
And,
okay, so just in short, what I was saying is it's complete nonsense, complete fiction, complete myth, impossible, absolutely wrong to say that Jews are going to start beheading Christians around the world. Complete myth, complete ridiculous nonsense. And I said, when I first heard about it, it's more likely that Santa Claus is going to come through your chimney on Christmas. So let me start there. The so-called 7 laws of Noah go back to rabbinic tradition. So this is not directly found in the Bible. This is ancient rabbis deducing it from various biblical texts in Genesis 2 and Genesis 9. And the theory is this, that God gave the Torah to Moses for the people of Israel, 613 commandments, and then the traditions that get added to that, and that a Jew is required to obey all those laws. But a Gentile is only required to observe 7 basic laws prohibiting idolatry, blasphemy, theft, murder, adultery, the call to establish courts of justice, not eat meat from a living animal, so cruelty to animals prohibited, and that if Gentiles will keep these 7 laws, that they will be just as righteous in God's sight as a Jew keeping the 613 commandments. So this is a belief in traditional Judaism, the 7 laws of Noah. And traditional Judaism also says, and this is all in theory, that if someone was to violate one of the 7 laws of Noah, that there would be a death penalty for violating that. And then the question is, well, what about Christianity? Because Christianity believes in the deity of Jesus, and Christianity believes that God is triune. Is that idolatrous? And therefore, would that be idolatrous under the 7 laws of Noah? And therefore, would Christians somehow be beheaded for that in some theoretical state? Well, it's all theory. In other words, the Jews don't rule the world. The Jews don't have power over the world. And where the Jews do have national power in Israel, there's basically freedom of religion. There's not even a death penalty that's practiced otherwise. So somehow this myth started to circulate that as more and more groups endorse the 7 laws of Noah, the Vatican thinks they're good, different presidents have said, yes, we affirm these, that somehow the whole world will embrace the 7 laws of Noah. The laws themselves are good. I agree with the laws. That the whole world will embrace these, and that somehow the whole world will then come under Jewish power, and now Christians will be considered idolaters and be beheaded. It's a complete fiction. It is nonsense. And some say, no, that's going to happen with the Antichrist. My answer is the last thing you have to worry about with the Antichrist is 7 laws of Noah. And the Antichrist is going to proclaim himself God. So that violates the prohibition against idolatry. So forget about it. Ignore it. There's nothing to it. You say, well, are Christians considered idolatry in Judaism? Some say yes, others say no. The majority view among Jews worldwide today is that a Gentile Christian is not an idol worshiper, but a Messianic Jew like me, I would be considered an idol worshiper. So it's idolatry for me, but not for a Gentile. But in any case, there's been debate over that, but it's all just legal theory. That's all it is. So I have a whole chapter on Noahide law hysteria in a book coming out in October called Christian Antisemitism. But this conspiracy theory myth has just spread like crazy. And one of the things I was saying in my talk Sunday night was oh yeah, communist China is going to agree to enforce this, or America is going to say, oh yeah, great, let's start beheading the Christians here, or that the Muslim world is going to agree on these laws and give Jews power. It's complete fiction, nonsense, nothing to think twice about. The scary thing, Gracie, is that when I expose it, when I teach on these things and expose the error, I get blasted. I'm told I'm a wolf in sheep's clothing. I'm not a true follower of Jesus. Are you serious? Wow. As for Chuck Pierce saying that the root of racism is anti-Semitism, I personally haven't heard him say that. I don't believe that the root of all racism is anti-Semitism. There's probably if that's an actual quote from him, I'm sure he has some reasoning behind it that I'd like to hear. I just look at anti-Semitism as another form of racism, that when Jews are considered other or different, they're hated, ostracized, just as other groups are. So I see anti-Semitism as the world's longest hatred, the world's most irrational hatred, the world's most widespread hatred, and the world's most vicious hatred. But I don't see it as the root of all hatred.